Hey folks, welcome to chapter 9, step number 4, adding images to the nivo slider. So let's pop into our editor. Now we're working with a library page. You've probably heard me mention this before. If we're going to work with any library components, we want to first preview one of the pages that use that component in our web browser so we can make comparisons before and after to make sure that our changes are what we expected. Now let's open up the index page because we're going to update the nivo slider. The nivo slider is part of the primary layout. The index uses the primary layout. So we'll preview our index page in Firefox. We're going to add an image to the nivo slider component right here. Now to do so, this is very important that you go through the tips section. There's a lot of information about sizing images and renaming images and importing them into your site and all that sort of thing, because we are getting to some of the more advanced concepts of updating components within the site. It's important you have a good grasp of the basics of those concepts before we get rolling. But suffice it to say, we've prepared our images ahead of time, we've resized them, renamed them, and we've already imported them into our website. We've actually put the replacement images, the new images, into the themed images folder. So all we're going to do at this point is open up our library, component nivo slider, and our nivo slider.htm page. Now there's basically three steps to adding a new image. Okay, first thing we're going to do is switch to code view, and yes, don't shake in your boots. We are in the HTML world, but you don't need to know HTML. All we need to do is copy one of the existing images. We'll copy the last one right here. We'll just click on the number 10, the column number right beside it, to highlight the entire row. We'll just copy that, and below we'll paste it. Okay, so basically now we have two image number 4s. That's sort of step number 1. Step number 2, over in the title section, we're going to change image 4 to image 5. Down below, we're going to scooch on down in the code view still, and where it says image 4 title and captions, we're going to grab the comments and everything in between it and copy. And then down below, we're going to add a little bit of space with our cursor, hit enter a little bit, give ourselves some white space to work with, and we're going to paste that. Okay, and once again, just a little bit more space. Okay, and just for fun, we're going to be very precise and rename everything that says image 4 in that copied bit of text to image 5. Like so, and there we go. And that helps us keep track if we add more images after this, okay? So we've added or copied the title and captions. Up top, we've added a new image here, and we've changed the title. Very important to note, the title here is what displays or looks for and displays the information down here. So as long as the title, image 5, matches the ID of image 5 down below, this is the information that will display for the nivo caption, i.e. the heading 4 and the caption, the description below it. That's the information it's going to display when the image displays, and that's how it knows what to display. Okay, so that's the messy HTML part of the work. Now we flip over to the design view. We scroll up top. We find our duplicate image. Oh, there it is. There's the duplicate image. That's number 5. And just so we don't have things all laid out horizontally, we're going to enable our folder list again to put everything back into row like that. And now we're going to use the replace image information that we talked about in an earlier chapter. We just simply double click on the duplicate of image 4, click on the browse button. We go to our site themed images folder where we've loaded in our new images, and I'm going to select my new image right here. I'm going to use portfolio large 6 for one of my new images. I'll click open, and watch this. We're going to see the duplicate image here. We'll click OK, and now it's replaced. And of course, that's a good example of grabbing the wrong one. So I'll just redo that because I grabbed the wrong one. I'll go back, and instead of the very large, I'll make sure I selected the large. And there I go. And that's how easy it is. And very important to note that if you do make one of those foul ups, especially when doing a video, you do have the edit undo if you really needed to. But fortunately, we can replace images very quickly using the picture properties. Once you've replaced that image, then I would suggest you go back down and update the heading 5 and the paragraph description for that particular image. And that's one of the reasons why we changed everything from image 4 or the number 4 to the number 5, so we can quickly locate the heading 5 down here, and we know that it connects up to that new 5th image that we've loaded into the page. Of course, when you've made your changes, you see the asterisk tells you that the page needs to be saved. We click Save. We go back to Firefox. We hit the refresh button. We should see the additional little icon or little button show up here, and if we click on the 5th one, it'll show us the new image that we loaded into the page. It says heading 5. We know that it's working correctly. All is good. Now we can continue on with updating the rest of our site.